Hello, Twitch. Hello. In theory, this should be a Dark Sword streaming. And if there is anything happening on this Twitch screen, you are now looking at the front screen of Banished, which I'm not sure if that's the same one as the one that's on the little link. I'm pretty sure it has a different icon, but here we go. I'm going to play it for a minute, then I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to have a look at the stream and see if it's actually working. So, here we go. Dependence, I don't know, like that. What about Oz? Morphia. Haha. And we'll just, oh, that looks quite good. So let's have ballets, medium, we'll have it on mild, we'll have disasters off, and for this little test we're going to have it on medium. So I doubt anybody's watching, but if anybody does happen to click in and see this, this is me doing a test stream. And here we have a really good, ooh, that's a nice starting place. Right, so the first thing I am going to do here is I'm going to put that, actually I'm not going to do that first. What I'm going to do first, I think, is just grab a whole load of stuff. Just grab a whole load of this stuff. I'll just let them get on with that. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Just nice and slow. Okay. Nice. So hopefully somebody is able to see this, and hopefully my voice is not too quiet, but that is why I'm testing, because I have no idea if this is actually working or not. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a fishing duck right, can I get right to the end somewhere? Close to the end as I can. Yeah, right, okay, so that's that one. Then what I'm going to do is let's get them to clear this tree. Well, I'm going to start here. I need a ton. I mean, when I say a ton, I need a ton of stone. So there's three things marked, but I want them to do at least one house first. Right, so I'm going to pause this and check and see whether it's actually working before I go any further. So see you in a moment. So let's get back to this then, and we're going to speed it up a bit now, because the just gone online and I've had a look and I can see me, so that's all good. So the reason I'm starting off with trying to get the house done is because I've had a test, which is on the channel, so you can have a look at it, and it was supposed to be a bit of a playthrough, but the problem I had is that they took so long to build the other stuff first that by the time they got to building the house they all froze to death. So this time I'm going to try and do it a little bit differently. So let's do 8 by 8, I think. Just to get potatoes, definitely. At least one person on that. Get the house built. Come on. So I'm sure there's loads of people that played this game before, but this colony builder is all about getting things built as quickly as possible and in the right order. So the reason I'm starting this one off on medium is because I kind of just want it to work. So, and yeah, I know I've clicked on and highlighted a lot of stuff to be taken down, and there's only 5 people doing it, but it won't be long before everybody will be pretty much back on it again. I just wanted to get the first couple of things done. Once this first house is built, it's not quite so desperate. And I'll get 2 people in there as well. So it's spring, let's get 2 people in there. Hopefully planting. Yep, it's been planted. So, 3 things that you need for this game. You need food, which is that and that. You need a source of something to heat. The reason I've built the stone ones, these first couple, is because they take less of the firewood to heat them. So although they cost a lot more initially to build, you can like use them a bit longer before they. Let's get 100. Let's get that done next. So yeah, you can. The firewood lasts longer basically, and you can use them better. Whereas the wooden ones do, they eat through the firewood, and therefore eat through your trees. But we've got 100, which should give me time for them to build that. But I'm building that because we've got enough food for this and then that to come through, in theory. But this is a juggling game, so let's see how we do. So stockpile shows your non-food items, and clothes and food and tools go in there. Clothes is literally types of coats for this. Now we've only got 30 iron tools, so again the next juggle thing I've got to do. Are they not doing anything with that? We're low on stone. Yeah, the next thing I've got to do is get a blacksmith going as quickly as possible. A bit more stone in this area, I think. Just because it means that we've got it. And when we do get to the blacksmith, this iron here is going to be needed, along with trees. So the other thing I've got to work out is where I'm going to put the forestry and where I'm going to put the gatherer's hut and the herbalist. See, that's a really nice place. The problem with that is they've got to get all the way over there to do it. So I think it's going to end up here. Which is a shame because that would be really quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of find a spot in the middle. That looks like a nice spot. And get them to get rid of that and then see if there's any light in that section. No, there isn't. So let's get them to... Now I go mad with the whole increased priority thing. So, because I kind of like, no, come and do it now. And they never do. So let's get it faster so we can get some stuff happening. And there they are, coming to get it quick. The reason I'm doing that is because what I want to do, as soon as that's gone, I want to pop this there, hopefully. Hopefully there's enough room. It doesn't actually look like there is. I don't really want to take any trees with it either. See it from that way around. See where the trees are. Try that. So, 2 trees to remove. Can't do it, can you? And the other thing is that, of course, see all this stone that's in the circle of where this is going to have its radius. So what you then want to do really, to allow in as many trees as possible to populate it, is you want to get rid of the stone and iron in that radius as much as you can. So that's good. Let's get 2 in there quick. So that's saying how many people you can go up to 4, but I only really ever do 2. So I've put it down to 2 because if I build another gatherer's hut, then I'll put 2 in that one, hopefully. Everybody doesn't die. And I put 2 in. And I'm just going to try, and the reason I've got this open is to try and see if there's any... No, this looks like stone. So I just want to try and get all the stone sort of just in this area removed early on. It just gives the trees space. Yeah, okay. So then, pretty much the space will be just trees. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just saying that something is getting full, which is probably this because but it'll empty again soon because I'm going to be building stuff. So the next thing I need to get is the blacksmith. Because before you know it, he'll be needing tools, and in my previous one the tools didn't work. So and we'll get that one going, and then we're all good. Let them build that, then they can build that, then I'll go with, oh you see, look, deer, see what it is? Now, I used to think that when you built a hunter's cabin, they would avoid going in the little circle, still think they do, but it doesn't matter so much because the hunters still manage to find them. So the food should start changing now. So we've got the potatoes that we came with, but now we've got onions, mushrooms and berries, and they have come out of the gatherer's hut. If I look in here, it's not a lot. 2 of them don't do it, but there you go. Now you'll find that if you play this game that all the people are very greedy, they grab loads of food, and when you look in their houses they're absolutely stocked up. And we've got to build some more houses because that's good though. Got 5 in each. Excellent. So when we get to it, next thing will be another house. Facing the river as well. But we want that done first. Let me see, they're going to go straight to that. I want them to finish building these first. Yeah, I know it's full, don't worry. We've got building to do. I think what we'll do is we'll get a bridge. So each of these has things in it, so let's have a look through. So there we've got a wooden house, a stone house, a boarding house. It's very big and I'm not really sure about it too much. It's a great idea. I've tried it a couple of times, but then when people leave they don't go back in it to breed, which means you've still got to build houses, so I'm not sure 100% how it works. Let's get the blacksmith going. Then this one you've got like dirt roads, stone roads. Now the dirt road, when you mark it, they do actually kind of fill it in a bit. I don't think I've ever really bothered with the stone road, but that's what I'm looking for, a bridge, and I have used tunnels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark, see if I can get less usage. No, it looks like 52 is going to be it. Sometimes you can go less. 56 is even more. What about... Oh no, that's not going to work at all. Okay, well that's going to be the smallest one then. So they're going to make a bridge there. That was really quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to mark a big bunch of trees over here for cutting, so that we've got a big bunch of trees basically. Like so. That was nice and quick. I like that, but why isn't that so quick? The bridge was really quick, but for some reason that isn't. Don't understand that at all. Very strange. Right, let's grab these trees over here then. And I'm going to bring it down a bit because it's very close. It's great and all, but why aren't they building that? It says they're there, but they're not doing it. We've got the stone. They're getting the wood. Oh, come on guys, build it. What I think I might do is just put this very small. So I was going through these. So here we have a storage barn, which is that. Here we have a stockpile, which is that. I'm going to put a little stockpile on now so you can see it going on. Just add a little one next to it. Sometimes I put these if I'm building far away, like if I was going to build all the way over there, I put a stockpile somewhere nearby so that when they're gathering stuff they don't walk all the way back to here to put it on here, because that's really annoying. See, they're really not doing that, are they? Let's see if I can get them to... Right, finish it. Come on people. Let's build this, shall we? food back up. And build another house. I'm guessing they want to build the house first. So sometimes what I do is I put a third person on to get things going. Why are they not doing anything on there? So according to this, we've got 8 people without a house. It would be nice if another 5 went straight in this one. Not necessarily going to work that way though. Might only be 2 people, because it does that. Let's see. What are we going to get? 2! Typical. I wish I hadn't have said that now. And that still hasn't had any progress done to it. So what have we got low on? Yeah, I know food is low, because they've just taken it. And this is when it starts to go really nuts, because you're trying to get them to do something to help with the food, and they won't. I've been trying to build this for what, 2 years? I don't know, a year, and they're not doing it. Let's pause it and restart it. So we still need another house, so we're going to go for another house. And they'll go jump straight on that, I know that. Because they need houses. And there they go. Let's just try and get the 2 and 2 if we can. Try and actually get them to do something. Now what I can't do with the trees is take anything from inside that yellow circle there, so this circle here, because if I do, then that will interfere with the gatherers. So what I do in this instance is I sort of move that out of the way and it pins it, so you can still see the yellow boundary, and then I just sort of use that as a guide, so I don't go into the line when I'm marking trees, if I remember to do that. Right, so how many people's going to go to here? Might be the last 6 maybe. But that fishing dock they really do not want to build, so I'm going to have to go do something else. And then they might come back to that. So let's instead do a hunting cabin. I'll do that in this bit here, because why not? I'll just gather, I'll get it right there. And what it'll do is any deer in anywhere that they can get to, now obviously they can't get to there at the moment because they haven't got a bridge yet, but I will. Bridge on there. And let's speed it up a little bit and see what happens. They really aren't doing that one, are they? Fine, don't do it. Got back to it. Still got 2 homeless people, but we are definitely getting there. So let's get another house going. zinc cabin up, I suppose. I might try it actually. I don't understand why they don't want to do that. So let's cancel it and put it again. Refresh. See if I can get it to work. Let them build that, and then what I want to do is over here. Go back to this one, yeah. Get your bridge. And try and find a spot. That's going to be a big one. Try and find a little spot. There's 6 as well. 28. There we go. It's nice, isn't it? There we go. Let's get in there. Let's get people in there straight away. Get it working because they're getting hungry again. Get it working straight away. See, usually straight away one of the first things in the first year. I mean, it's year 3 now, and we haven't got a fishing dock yet. Because they just didn't want to build the last one. So I've placed a new one down and we'll see if they want to build this one. We've got enough logs. There's our logs. We've got no iron, which is going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to find some to mark. Oh, there's some there. So this is where you mark things to do. So it's basically self-explanatory. If you mark down a structure and you change your idea of where you want it, you use that. That removes all resources, and it even removes these little shrooms and things. But I don't think they actually go into the store when I do it. I think they only go into the store when the gatherers do it. So the shrooms in there and the onions in there. I don't think when I get them to remove it, I don't think they take it and they put it in their store. I don't think it goes in there. I don't think it goes in their own personal stores or anything. Which is sad really, because you quite often have to remove it. Well, here we go, look. There's our hunter. He's just done that. So here's his radius, and of course they're over here, out of it. But let's get this other house done, and then maybe we might get some fish at some point, but it's not looking good at the minute. It's time to put down another field. Although it is late spring, so it's probably too late. Let's just do it anyway. 6, 7, 8. Make that one petals. Right, are you guys actually ever going to build this fishing dock? Because I'm starting to get annoyed now. We could really do with the fish. So this is the, that's that one. That shows you what's been going on. Now sometimes I have that on, maybe I should have it on so that people can see. And when people die, or let's see, somebody's died of starvation already. Of course they have, why wouldn't they? Then you've got a map. Then you've got the tool, the jobs one over there. That one shows the limits, which I don't bother with because each one of these has ways of doing limits, like that one's got its limit there, that one's got its limit there, and then the food has got a limit as well. So I don't really bother with that one, but you can if you want. I wish they'd hurry up doing this. They keep saying they're doing it, but they're not. So then we've got increased priority, which is the one where I go 8 on it. And yet they ignore me. Let's go fast and see if they're going to run over there. You really do not want that fishing dock. Do not understand it. Okay, so let's try a different idea. Let's put a fishing dock somewhere else. Let's put it over here instead. I mean, that was a lovely spot. It's on the bridge. Okay, let's see. What's that one? Let's see if we actually bother with this one. I mean, don't they want fish? You'd think they would want fish, right? Anyway. I would think they'd want fish anyway. Ah, see, look, they're building that one. Now how weird is that? You see it for yourself. This one's sat here for 3 years, nobody did anything. And yet this one was a nice one, it would have been, because look at all that water around it. They just didn't want to build it. It was like, nope, I ain't building that. That one's nearly done, so that's good. We will actually get some fish soon. But I have no idea why it's being so difficult. But at least they didn't all die this time. So that's a good thing. Anybody actually going to go to that? Oh, well, yeah, in theory. So, what I'm going to do is just double check again that I've got rid of all the stone in sort of the radius of this. And I know this isn't a circle, but no iron. But it's roughly in the right place. And it's down there. So this is quite healthy, it's got lots of nice trees. And the idea, you can see just in there, the shrooms. The idea is that the longer the trees stay there, the better the mushrooms, the onions, etc. grow. Yeah, food is not good. Sucks really. Would have been better. Would have been better. Well, let's put that down to 2 and let the rest of it be stuff. So I think, look at that. Isn't that nice? Nice to put a little village on its own around that. But like I've got to put either a bridge there and probably a bridge there. It's too soon for that, I think. I mean, there's this one here that we've got to put a bridge across. And there's this one. Look at the size of that. Maybe I come down here and I put the fishing dock down here instead of there. So this is where we just say to hell with this. They don't want to build it anyway. So let's go down here. Let's get somebody to grab these trees off of this bit. And we'll see if we can put a fishing dock. There, when the trees stop. Well, that doesn't, oh yeah, maybe. Not there. But probably there. When all them trees are gone. And those little X's shows all marked. That's good. That's fast for 2. It's actually working, my goodness. This is amazing. Oh, this is seriously amazing. They're actually cleaning it, clearing it, doing it without me telling them 15 times. Brilliant. There's a close-up of the fishing dock. Which will probably go there when they take those away. I might get them to say that bit of stone as well. Go on, take it away, take it away. Let's see if anybody builds it. I'm going to put a path in to try and let's go to there to try and speed them up a bit. So you can see here these little bits that I'm putting in. And then what happens is they mark them. Like that. Just makes it a little bit better. Let's get a path from over here, just to like there, and there, and I'll just pop a little one in, so there now, just sort of link them round a bit so that you can see there quite clearly. I mean, yeah, they don't always use the paths, like sometimes they don't use them at all, but it's just to help. Sometimes it helps you yourself to see where things are as well, where the paths are going. That's actually happening, which is nice. They just really did not like that other one. So they are building it. Yay! It's a funny angle, but hey, whatever. It's all good. off, and then we can have some more fishermen. Some more logs. So my idea was to grab these logs here and then basically all of them in one go. Grab some of the stone, grab some of the iron. How many people we got? 5, that's not a lot. The idea that I had was to get a forester and pretty much put him somewhere here. But if he goes there, then can't decide so much. It's just sort of deciding where you want it to go, really, where you want the trees. I was kind of thinking something like that. Yay. Excellent. So the food should start coming in a bit better now that we've got 2 fishing docks. And 2 farms. So then once you sort of think you're not up on it, because you're never up on the food and the resources, but once you think you've got it okay for now, so we can see here we've got 200 firewood, we've got 400 food, the huts are going down, and so are our stars. But we've got a little bit of everything for now. Now the huts are going down, so we haven't got a herbalist. The clothes are low, but we've still got some. So I think the next thing to do is twofold. First of all, check the houses to see if anybody's old enough to move out, and yes there is. And that means that you need 2 to 3 houses, because what they do is most of the time they pair up, so that 21-year-old might pair up with a 14-year-old or 16-year-old. So then the next thing is to look at the houses and think, okay, let's build a house. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to build one over this side, because then whoever works here, and when that's done, they won't have so far to go home. And so I sort of move it around, and when we're building more stuff down here, there'll be a house a little bit further down here, because for the same reason, when it's winter and it's cold, they don't want to walk a long way to go home, even if they've got nice jumpers and warm coats. Where's that? Maybe it was already done before. So look, we can see fish. Excellent. Excellent, that's what we want. We want fish. We want fish and potato, so we can have fish and chips. Look, here's the potato. So in the spring, that'll all get replanted. Peppers and potatoes. I would like at some point to have more people on it. But we can't yet. But we will do. Interesting, they haven't taken those off yet. Yeah, something you can do is you can click on the people and you can see where they're going, what they're doing. If I pause it, so I accidentally pinned this, but that's fine. So we can see that this person's name, they're not very happy, well not very, well actually they're happy but they're not very healthy. It's just a labourer, they're working, they've got nothing on them at the minute, and it's one of the people that I was saying probably needs to leave home, move out. So I've got somebody building that, and again of course they're not doing anything, so let's pause that and let them build the house. They don't want to do that. I don't know what that is at the moment. Let's just grab the rest of the stuff from here that's not been grabbed. Make this a priority, and then maybe that will get us people working on stuff. Or maybe not. It does make you wonder why they stopped doing it. Yeah, but you've got stone marks, so get it. Alright, let's see who goes into this house. It's nearly done. So we've just got to finish it off. So we had some 16-year-olds, some 17-year-olds. Somebody was 21. Let's see who goes in. Oh, a 15 and a 13-year-old. And there you go, you get to see what their inventory is. So actually they're not doing too badly, they've not taken loads. I mean 25 firewood, 10 mushrooms, that's not so bad. Sometimes I've opened one of these and it said like venison 200 and I'm thinking, really? Like, why do you need 200 venison, dude? Stone, yeah I know, but there's tons of stone to get, so just come and get it. Like, seriously. Oh, they are slowly getting. Now you see, we've got two hunters here, so they're the people that are in there. Two people that are in there. Now we've got a builder staying with the hunter, they've swapped. It happens. Right, let's slow it down a bit now because they're actually working on it. Don't ask me what took them so long, but here you go. So, because this is going to be a forester's lodge, I can take all of these trees away because I'm going to get him to replant them. So I can literally just grab a ton of trees here and here. And then I'm going to get that stone. And I'm going to get bits of stone there because we're low on stone. We're always low on stone. I'm also going to get some other bits and bobs that's around. And let them do it. He can stay at 200. He needs to go up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to up him to 65 because what we want to start doing is we want to start getting a buffer for when we go trading. But what I don't want to do is do it too much too soon really. So now I'm going to get the tailor in, because we've still got 6 clothes, but when they finish that they can build the tailor, and then the tailor, once they're built, can start doing some more clothes. And then the same thing about that piece. Can I get that tree there? That's probably not. Yeah, so then what I can do is I can start getting more tools so that they can go into the trader, and then more clothes than they actually need. So once we get to 65 tools, I'll up it, and then I'll up it, and then I'll up it till he's like making 100 tools or something. And then when I get to make the trading post, I can then take out excess tools, put them in the trading post for the trader, because the trader is going to be useful. So you can see here that while I've been talking and while I've been doing stuff, they've sort of dug over these dirt paths, made them a bit better, and there they haven't done it yet. And again here, it's not done yet, but they have been doing it bit by bit. So I'm going to go in here and add path along there a bit, so that once that's built they've got a path. There's our blacksmith. So again, click on him. He's going to get something to eat. And there is food, and they are doing this. So what I'd like to do is, it'd be nice if I could get more people on it, but I think the peppers, I think they can do with one person at that amount. I think they can manage it. Looks like they are managing it. And these small sizes, I know it says 2, but that's why I did it small. If you do it too big, then you need more people, and then if you haven't got enough people, then it starts getting a problem, because it gets to the winter and they haven't finished and harvesting it all. Well, then what happens is it dies, so you lose the food, and this game is not very forgiving if you lose the food. So while they're having a go at trying to do something with that, which I'm hoping they're actually going to do, let's get a dude in here. I might get to 2 maybe, but first of all, so here we've got cut and plant. So at the moment I'm just letting him do the lot, cutting and planting, and I'm going to mark some trees. Well, they've already marked to be taken, and they're in his boundary, so he's not done anything yet. But he will, hopefully. So we've got one in there, one in there, are they? Yep, they could go. And then, what's the girls? Well, we are going to need another house soon, because this person, well, there's 2 people in there and 1 in there. Fortunately, no girls. Bit of a pain. So I want to put a herbalist in. Well, the herbalist is going to create the medicine. She can't go there. She's going to have to go there. He's clearing that. Well, we're going to have to do it, because we need them. Medicine in there. So I'll put you there. Speed it up. See if I can get them to build it. some there you can have. Some here, nearby. There is some nearby. So that's basically what you do. And sometimes, if I'm in the mood, I literally just drag and mark a whole area and wait for them to gather it. But I'm not sure that that works, because I'm not sure that they don't basically give up the ghost because you've just done that. And I want to build another house, so let's see, where can we put it? We put it there. Let's put it there. And they're probably going to build that before. So then it's just a race against time as to what they're going to build, when, and how you get them to do it. And you see that's happening. So as soon as that's done, we'll get the house, and then the herbalist. Hopefully that's in time before they all get very unhappy and very sick. And that's nice to see. And basically you've just got to keep up with this stuff. The whole reason I got the forester is so that I can... The trees also repopulate on their own. So you can cut them down. If you've got him in that area, see in this yellow circle again, when the trees come back up, he can cut them down. You can set him to just planting them. And if you need to, you can just say, I want these trees taken. And he will replant them later, in theory. Well, it's supposed to work like that. Okay, we have a tailor. So we've got 4 clothes and 46 waiting. So we'll just get the tailor doing that. And the builders should be now heading over to that. They're not over there yet. Oh, come on then, people. What's your problem? Let's get this house done. I really don't want to go there. Why don't they want to go there? What's wrong with that little bit? They can get to it, can't they? I mean, seriously, let's say they can't get to it. I'm sure they can. Oh yeah, and also if you want to get rid of the road, I think it's that one, and you can just mark that bit and get rid of it, love it. It just gets rid of it. And then you can put it back. It won't let me put one there. But they can go there. So what's their problem then? Taking it all the way around to there, that side. I don't understand why they're being annoying. Unless it's that. You can't walk there, maybe? I don't know. They just don't seem to want to do anything on that little edge. Fine. I have an idea. Six is quite a lot. It's a lot. Oh, well maybe that's not going to work then. They just don't want to do that. Okay, we'll put it somewhere else. We'll put it over here next to the fishing dock. I don't know what's going on. Something about that position that they just do not want to do anything with. I bet they'll go straight there, yeah. Don't know why that is. So what I can do here is I can basically get rid of all of that, pretty much, before they do anything with it. And then where it says remove that, I can just remove that and just leave that tip with nothing on it. And then maybe if I build a bridge across here somewhere at some point, maybe they can get to it. But there you go, there they are, they're building that. So something to do with that bit, they just really don't want to get there. Very strange. But like, these little nuances are sent to try. So I'll get them to build that quick. They're getting there, look. Not far now. A bit more stone to be collected. Let's mark up this stone here. Not that far away from. And get this stuff. Or that stuff. Either or. I think at this time of year I'll just, no, set him to plant. Get him planting. Really need to. Let's get 2 on that job. I like to get 2 on every job really if I can help it. Right, let's see who goes in here. Can we come back? And the winner is, well, you see, look, a 27-year-old woodcutter is going all the way over there because that house has got someone else in it. Now you do find though that they do switch houses, so this one's saying the fisherman and the builder now, and now you see that one says gatherers, and this is the fisherman and the blacksmith. So they do change houses, and there's the woodcutter now. So they move around, so don't expect them to be in the same place they were last time. Out of clothes, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. Let's put you up to 75 and 77, same difference. Right, so now we want to build this. Don't want to leave our builders idling. There is a lot to build. Although once you get the main stuff started, it's not so bad. Go back to time. And then I'm going to build this bridge, because then we can use this bit and maybe put a fishing dock on here. It's a nice bit of water to put a fishing dock on. They didn't like it there, but maybe we can put one over there. And maybe, but can't put a bridge there at the moment. Maybe once we get on this one, we can put a bridge from there to there and utilise this bit around. I don't know. Maybe it'll never get used. Whatever. But we're getting them to build that at the moment because the herbalist gathers your medicine. Just that one. And they need an old wood as well to gather. So usually I put the herbalist with the gatherer because you can't touch the trees in their section. And you can, if you want to, put a hunter in there as well if you've got enough room. But the more you put in, the less trees there are, so it's kind of a juggling decision. But you can put the hunter anywhere you like. You can have their circle areas, crossing, touching. One time I did it so that these yellow lines literally just sort of edge touched, so that I got everything in the radius. Here we go. Let's get somebody straight in. We'll get two initially, I think, so they can gather up a whole load of stuff quick. And then I just sort of leave it ticking over with one. Sometimes I just put one in, to be honest, but it's quite cool. Let's go over and see if we can have a look. It's quite cool what you see here. We've got like these little raised beds. And the gatherer's hut. It's quite cool. They've got these little sections where they have gathered goods. Now you see, look, now they've got up to speed. They got up to their 50, but the hunter hasn't brought them any new stuff yet. But that's fine, they will. Hunter will do it, it happens. You can look and have a look, you can see. But this season's only just started. Last season they got to 20 leather and 800 renaissance, so here, about halfway. And then got our food production going here as well. And then it's time to build something else. The bridges take up a lot of wood, they do, but you need them to get across to the other sections. Although they could walk all the way down and along, but then once they've gathered something, say here, they've got to walk all the way back again. So putting multiple bridges at sections makes it easier, because if they come in from here and go across there to there, they can go that way up. And then if you were to build more houses down here, then they don't have to go all the way up there and round there to go there to come all the way back down here again to get to that house, etc. So you do end up crisscrossing bridges, because they do take the long path if they can. So I'm hoping that now that I've built the herbalist, well, there's some medicines starting to appear. Look, see, it went from 2 to 1. Somebody took some. So I'm hoping that means that these will go back up soon. One could, you know, only hope. There we go, we've got that bridge done. We are going to need some more trees. Let's see, where can we grab some trees from? I don't want to grab the little baby ones that he's just planted. So we'll grab a few of these from this clump here. And again, if you move it, it pins it to the screen, and then you can see where it's area is. So I'm only going to take that tree and that tree, just because. I'm going to go up here, see if I can get that one. You can see that little red box? That's telling me which tree. No, I don't want that. I don't want that little bubby one. There's no point. We'll take them two. Take those couple of dead ones. Couple of the dead ones. There's a dead one. Trying to take the. I mean, I don't know if they're dead. I'll take the one that's right next to the bridge because it's kind of obscuring the view. Just to keep the trees going for now. Now also the point of coming over here is that we could come over here, or we could use this bit here, because this has its own circle. So again, if you put both their circles up, you can see that beyond this point here, I can have all these trees. So if I want to, I can literally just do that. Let's grab any stone. No, I don't want to do that much. Because how many we got? We've got 6. Oh, we've got 6 labourers. We could. There's no iron. It's interesting that there's no iron. Yeah. Any iron over here? Have a look. Not really. No. Let's just grab a few of these trees anyway, just because. Why not? Got to decide what to do with this section, but it's a very slow process. And what I'll probably end up doing is making this a whole new community over this side. Now, what I didn't show was the rest of these. So there's a market and there's the trading post. Now the trading post is quite expensive. And what you want to do is this river here is the one that the trader travels along. So you want to put it somewhere along this river, this big river, not these little tributaries. So on this big one. So actually, I wonder if he'd go into this bit if I put it literally just there somewhere. Let's turn it around. I suppose I can. Yeah, see, I can put it there, but I wonder if he'd actually go on it, because I've never tried putting it on a lake that's part of the river, sort of thing. I've always put it on the side of the river, like here, or I'd put it there normally, or something, or here, which is probably where I'm going to put it already. Grab that and it's clearer section. Oh, that's what it really matters. Where? Let's just clear a little section here. Like that, I think. Let's just get rid of the other little bits. I'm not looking in that area. It's outside of there. Any iron? Oh, some iron is inside their border that hasn't been got. Check for any more iron. No, okay. see these trees are. But look at them reblooming. Look at that. And that's people going visiting the herbalist, it looks like. Looks like they're visiting the herbalist. And getting medicine or something. That's what it looks like. So that's good then if they are doing it. Let's have a look and see if there's anything in their inventory. No. Oh. Well, I don't know. But anyway, it looks like they're visiting the herbalist. So now that we've got a decent amount, let's just put it down to one herbalist. Because one can carry on keeping up the good work. Let's get these stone. Okay. What I could do is I could put it right here. Literally just there, right next to the fishing dock. Might be better. I don't know, but that's not very far from where all this stuff is. So I don't know. That's actually good. That's not bad. It's not nearly full, there's one there. What about? The stockpile right there. Silly thing. Right. I'm going to grab these bits here. I'm going to put it right here. So let's gather these resources. Feed everything from here back. So let's just do that. Because it's actually quite big. I mean, it's not that huge, but it is quite big. So that's the inventory there. It won't, doesn't like. Doesn't like the road. Oh. So let's remove the part and then we'll try it again. So while they're doing that, it's time to look at the housing situation again. So let's look at that one. 14. Young. Little. There's 2 there. There's about 3 there. No. Yes. Yes. So let's get another house popped in. Actually, not there. The house can go this side. Trading post. It doesn't like it though, does it? Let's try. Again, see if we can get it to go there when it's gone. There we go. And then I'll just make the path go sort of around it and join up like that. So they're not going to build that yet, they're going to build this house first. And it's time for another field. Now it's annoying until you can get stuff from the field. Until you get stuff from the trader, you're still using your crops. Still the same 2 crops, but I've got 1, 2 there. Okay. Yes, unfortunately it's still the same crops. I only really need 3. Although I think I might put an orchard in. Let's put an orchard in, shall we? Let's grab that. No. Let's put the orchard in here. Let's grab that. And we'll pop an orchard in. So. So starting this on medium, and we're going to put that 4th person on. So starting this on medium setting instead of hard means that I get 2 crops. Pardon me, I get 2 crops for that, and I get 1 crop for the orchard. Really I should rotate these, but I don't know if I can be bothered. That's a new one. So really I should make that potato. And then when that one finishes clearing, I should make that one pepper. Because if I had disasters on, which I haven't for this, because I don't want it to completely fail, but if I had disasters on and you use the same crop year in, year out, at some point, don't ask me when exactly because I haven't measured it, but at some point it will actually give you some kind of a crop failure and it's not happy. So if I swap back now to pepper, when they come back they'll put peppers in there, potatoes in there, and those 2 will be swapped. That's a fresh one, so it doesn't matter. So the house I'm building, so I need 1, 2, at least 3 more houses. So I've built 1. So let's build another one. The only problem with building houses is that if you're not careful, you end up running out of food. But the food isn't doing too bad, and I've just put a new field on. And I'm just going to up that to 10,000. So there's plenty. And that's the other thing, is the food limit, they stop gathering it when it reaches the food limit, so you just want your food limit sky high, really. You really don't want them to stop gathering the food. These are both up, so let's add that one up a bit and add in just up a bit again, so that they can keep going. And this is going to take a while, the orchard, but I should have started it sooner. But just having a cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. So, anybody actually building this then? How they're building that. Well, let's stop them building that for 5 minutes. Because we're out of stone anyway. And we're out of iron. So let's stop them building that while I A, let them build that, and B, find some more stone and iron to mark up for them to gather. So, let's see what we've got near where they are. Not too far away. So just over here, what is that noise? So just over here there's some stone and that, but that's quite a distance. But if they just go across here and up here, or maybe here. Well, there. Probably. I reckon that's closer. So let's grab this bit of stone here. That's a nice amount, and there's a bit of iron there. And you can tell the difference because the stone is literally sort of rock shaped, and the iron is a slightly darker, greyer, squarer. So you get to know it's iron over time. So that'll give them some iron and some stone to collect. And there's some more down here, look. So we can always go further down later on. There's iron. That's stone. Yeah, that's stone. And sometimes it's hard to tell. I see that's iron. Those little black bits, that's iron. We do need to get some iron, but what I don't want to do is get it too far away, so I'm going to go and gather a bit from here. So it's not too far. Let them build that house. So they need 10 pieces of iron just for that house, and then they're going to need another 17 pieces of iron for that, so they're going to need to get lots of iron. So let's get gathering it. The stockpile's all the way up here. It's a bit of a pain, but there you go. How are they doing? Not got anything yet. And that was a bad season. Oh, looks like another hunter's lodge is needed. Might pop that in. And you can see here the trees coming back. You must not touch these trees in this vicinity. And also when they come and get rid of all of that, let's just come and get them to get rid of all of that. Then trees will go there. Which is why I try and get rid of all of the iron and stone around them as soon as possible. Yeah, the stone's gone. So that the following year the trees can fill the spaces. Oh, there's some there. I don't think that's in their terrain area though. That's not. But still. So let's see what happens when they build this. They seem to have come to a standstill because they haven't got the stone. I'm going to pause it for a second. So this is when I put a temporary stockpile in. So I put a little temporary stockpile in, see there. And then when they come from across the road, they're taking fish, I think. There you go, see? Then they start putting the stuff that they've taken from over there onto the temporary stockpile, which is really close to this, which means that they can take it really easily and put it onto there. Like that. And then at some point, if needs be, you can just mark that to be got rid of if you want to like use a space, and then they'll just take everything that's on there and put it on one of these others. Just means that they haven't got so far to walk, because otherwise they're going to walk all the way to there, they're going to put it there, then they're going to walk all the way back, then they're going to walk all the way there, then they're going to walk all the way back. And they do this multiple times. Oh good, that's the slightly older ones. Excellent. You don't want the slightly older ones to get too old before they've got in their own home, otherwise you end up with no babies and then everybody dies. So you have to build the houses not too quick, because if you're too quick everybody starves because you haven't got food, and if you're too slow everybody dies because you haven't got your kids. So you've got to kind of find the happy medium. which is why I periodically check. Now, these ones are getting close, so I'm going to need to think about it pretty soon. But let's get this going, because we want that going. Now, the other thing that you can do here, which I haven't done yet, is you can... There's all sorts of other things you can build. So when you've got disasters on, or not, just for the aesthetics, you build a well. Schoolhouse, but remember, when you build a schoolhouse, all of the mid-range children, not the tiny tots, but the middle range ones, go into school, which means that you've got to have a lot of adults, labourers and workers, and you've got to make sure that your housing is up to scratch to keep it ticking over, otherwise you end up with nobody working and everybody at school. And if the teacher dies and there's nobody to replace them, and you've got no labourers in the labourer tab here, then everybody leaves school and it's kind of a mess. So that's something to bear in mind. There's a hospital, the town hall, that's really good later on. There's a chapel, but what I'm going to build next will be a cemetery, because something that they do like is somewhere to go and visit the dead. And you can see here, the happiness isn't so bad, and the hearts are coming back up because I built the herbalist. So now I've got to work out where would be a good spot for a cemetery. Not too far away, not too close. Let's just see. It doesn't really matter where you put it, it's just where you want. I could put it here in this space here. No reason why I couldn't do that, but you're going to need a lot of stone. So the first thing I'm going to do is, you see this cache of stone here, I'm going to ask them to gather all of that, and then I'm going to gather like a bunch of these trees, maybe that way. Now if you do it and you change your mind, you can go over it like that and cancel the removal, but like be careful, because you might cancel everything you've asked them to remove. So I'm going to start a bit more. I'm going to do it here, I think. Looks like I might have already asked for some of these trees to go. Yeah. So let them clear that section, and then once they've cleared that section, built that, I'll mark it. I don't know how many people have died. I know somebody did. There. So we only had one person die. Looks like it. Good, that's good. So if I can get this thing built, I'll just put one person in, and then we will start getting 20 of each. And then they can just keep putting it back up again. The hunters don't seem to be working very good. Oh no, they're getting there, but not very good. So, might be an idea to put another hunter's cabin somewhere. So how about putting one here? That might work. So again, that doesn't fit there. That doesn't work, that's too big for there. Okay. What about if we put the hunter's cabin here? And they can gather all of that bit. And that's the next thing that can be built. can just start gathering a few bits. Now I'm prone to keeping a trader sort of tied up in the dock there for about 20 years while I get enough goods to sell him to buy something. When I'm on hard mode, because you don't have these to start off with, so you don't have anything in here, you don't have any of that or any of that, I would start with a seed, but seeds are expensive, they're like 2,500, so it's, you know, you've got to have a lot of stuff, which means you've got to get tons of food, keep the people growing, and then you basically need, I don't know, tons of hunters to make loads of coats, for instance. But because I've started with stuff this time, because I've gone on medium, when I go on medium, the first thing I try and buy is livestock. I try and get anything, either cattle, sheep or chickens, because when you get that, you get things from it. So the cattle, you get milk or leather from it. Now you get leather from the deers, as you can see here. You get leather and venison. When you get chickens, you get the eggs and you get the chicken. And sheep is great because from the sheep you get the wool, and when you get the wool, you mix the wool in here. If I show you this, so a hide coat is just leather, you get just wool, which is a wool coat, but then if you mix the two, you get a warm coat, which is worth a lot of money to the traders. So it costs you to get your sheep, and you can't guarantee when the trader's going to come along with sheep, but then you can use your wool and your leather, you can make warm coats, and then you can trade them, and then you can get more seeds, you can get cattle, you can get sheep, you can get more things for the orchard. There's all sorts of different things you can get for here. If you're desperate for food, you can trade warm coats for food. When the food guy comes, there's all sorts of things you can do. But like I said, I have been known to keep them pinned down for a period of time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab all of these, grab those two as well, and then I might need bigger space, I'm not sure. There's this nice little bit of water here which will be nice next to the, alright, that'll be nice next to the cemetery, won't it? Speed run, so let them come along. There's a lot of them, 7 of them, which is nice. So that's really good. If you see people just hanging around not doing anything, that's because they're kids playing. Quite often. Right, so let's put it down to 2 for a bit while I find the cemetery. And then I'm going to pretty much, so it doesn't want me to do that. It's too large apparently. I don't know how it could be too large, but whatever. Let's just make it, start it here and then go that way, so it's right near the water. 14 by 14, 14 by 30, it's 50 stone, 48 stone, we've got 99 stone, 12 by 12, there we go, love that. Can always build another one. And what I might do if we get that far is build a chapel next to it over here, maybe. While they're down here, let's grab that, because we're going to need it. As I said, we've still got this here that's full with stone and logs, but I can place another one. I can get them. See, if I do this, if I say remove resources and do that, that's not that one, it's that one. If I do that, then it marks that one for removal, and what they'll do is they'll come along and they'll take what's on there off, and they'll take it up to here and put it on one of these, and then it'll vanish. There they go. Killing stuff. And if I change my mind, I can just do that. And then whatever's left is still there. But there's a bit of space now. So that's good, isn't it? I mean, this stone is probably going to be used. 43. And we need 44. So actually, if they take the rest of that stone from there, that should do the trick now. Right, let's speed it up so we can see it happen. That should make them happy. Once that's built, they like to go and have a look at it. Switch it off. Soon. So just a little bit more, and there you have it. So that's nice, isn't it? Very pretty. So what I'm going to do, I'll put it down a bit, and then we'll get path, and we'll put a path all the way around wherever it will allow me to. Where did it let me put one up here? There it'll do. So we've got a path, and then we'll just link it to here. Oh, it doesn't want to do that at all, does it? Look at that, look. Huh, well maybe we won't do that then. So that's an interesting one, in that path wants to go all the way around there. Oh, there we go, no. We got a bit here. There, up from that bit. So you sometimes have to mess around with it a bit to get what you want. Well, it does most of it. Just a bit there that it won't do. So it just doesn't want to do. Oh, there you go. That all sort of. It doesn't matter. They'll walk however they want to walk anyway. But. Okay. So this has been banished. And I'm just going to have a look at this trader, and then I'm going to save the game for now, have a break, and see what happens next. So the trader comes in, you get this message. If you're miles away, you click it, it brings you to here. Click on that, and that's showing me that I've got the 20 of the coats of the tools that I wanted, and he has got bean seeds. I don't want bean seeds. If I was on hard mode, I would definitely have bean seeds, because it's the first trader I've had turn up, and I wouldn't have any potatoes or anything. So I would want them, but on this occasion I don't. But you see how much they are. 2,500. Now, just to give you an idea, I've got 20 iron tools at 8 each. So you can do that, or you can type. Let's do it this way first. Show you both ways of doing it. So you either type it in, but I've got 20 of each of those, and that only comes to 460, because he'll only give me 15 for each coat and 8 for each tool, and 2,500 is a lot to find, as you can see. So now, to find out what he will and won't buy, you have to have lots of different things in your inventory. So if you've got onions, logs, stone, venison, firewood, etc., it will show up in here, and if it's greyed out it means he won't buy it, and if it's white like this it means that he will, if it's bright. And then you can try and sell it to him, but beware if you sell him stuff that you then run out of. Sometimes though you can hide stuff in the inventory for spares. So for instance, let's just let this guy go, because I don't want those. But for instance, if I've got 1,085 venison and I think I'm going to hang on to some of that in case, I don't want all these people to take it all and then the hunters can't get any for a while or something. So what I could do is I can go in here and I can go to the venison and I can grab some. And then I don't have to sell it, I can just leave it sat there. So what you can do, for instance, is even when you've sold stuff, you could put like tools in there. Tools is a good one. And then they can't find any iron, you've forgotten to mark any up, and then it starts saying that you've run out of tools. But you've got 20 saved in here. So all you do is you zero this. Your trader takes the 20, puts them in the store, everybody's happy, they've all got tools. It's a little tip. So let's just do it. They've brought the venison, so let's have a look and see. And now here you can see here, he doesn't take venison, so that shows you what I was saying. So I'm going to dismiss him, let him go, because I don't want what he's selling, and I don't want the venison, so they can take that back as well. So there you have it. I'm going to take a break now, I'm going to stop recording, and I might come back today, and if not, I will come back next weekend. So see you next time.